Hello, hello. If you are here watching this video right now, then you are here for some help on the 5.07 honors assignment. So let's jump into it. So I am on the course homepage and we are going to go up here to the lessons tab and we're going to click on module 5, 5.07. So this lesson is all about how certain people, Shakespeare being one of them in Macbeth, view leadership and power, their opinions, their perspective on power and leadership. So definitely take the time with this lesson to go through each page in the lesson because it talks to you about the philosophy of leadership. It talks to you about the background with Shakespeare and some examples. And it goes through some practice, again, looking at Shakespeare's perspective on leadership and power. All of this is helpful for the actual assignment. And you're going to keep going until you get to this page, page 5. This is where you're going to look at 3 different authors and what they thought about leadership, control, and power. So the first one is a historian. He's a diplomat, Machiavelli. And it gives you a little information about him, and then it goes into some information on how Machiavelli viewed leadership and power. And then if you scroll down, we have some information on Confucius and what he thought about leadership and power. And then finally, Sun Tzu and what he thought about leadership and power. So this down here, I wanted to point out at the bottom of page 6, there is an excerpts on leadership. This is really helpful because this is all 3 texts. So this is The Prince by Machiavelli, The Intellects of Confucius, and The Art of War by Sun Tzu. So these are the 3 texts that you're going to be analyzing for the assignment. It's really helpful. If you pull this up, you can print it, annotate it, highlight it, whatever you need, but this will come in handy for the lesson itself. So it's also giving you some tips for citing literary work because you will be required to put some quotes from these texts in your assignment. So if we go to the last page, that's going to explain the directions of this assignment. It says, after completing the activities in this lesson, you will be able to look at how different authors view the same topic. So we're looking at leadership and power. This is the topic, and we're looking at how different people view this specific topic. So you're going to click and download the Honors I've Got Power Assessment and Rubric. I already have it pulled up and it looks like this. Let's go ahead and make this a little bit bigger. It's not going to let me do that. Let's see if we can let it make it a little bit bigger for us. Perfect. There we go. So this is what the assignment looks like, and there are 2 steps. In step 1, all you're doing is you're going to explain in 1 paragraph Shakespeare's perspective on leadership and power. Remember, if you go back to the lesson on page 3 or 4, it explains Shakespeare's perspective on leadership and power. So you're going to explain this in your own words. And you're going to include some quotes from the text to support your thoughts. So that's the first paragraph. How does Shakespeare view leadership and power? The second part is you're going to be writing 3 separate paragraphs here. And I have outlined for us. Let me try to make this a little bit bigger. There we go. I have outlined for us what the 3 paragraphs should look like. So what you're doing in each paragraph, you're comparing Shakespeare's view on leadership and power to Machiavelli, Confucius, and Tzu. So in the first paragraph, you're comparing Shakespeare's perspective on leadership and power to Machiavelli's. So you're going to explain how they are similar and how they are different, Shakespeare and Machiavelli's view on leadership and power. Again, including 2 to 3 quotes from the text as support. Preferably, probably in this case, Machiavelli's text. Then in the second paragraph, you're going to do the same thing, only this time you're comparing and contrasting Shakespeare's perspective to Confucius. and you're comparing their views on leadership and power. And then finally, the third paragraph, you're doing the same thing again, only this time with Sue. So you are having 3 separate paragraphs. If you combine that with step 1 paragraph here, 3 down here, that's 4 paragraphs total. And that's it. Make sure you are including quotes from these texts in your response, and you want to explain. If you pull a quote from the text, make sure you explain why you pulled that quote. What is the significance of it? How does it support your thoughts? And how does it support the thoughts of Shakespeare, Machiavelli, Confucius, and Zhu on leadership and power? Hopefully this helped you out. If you have any other questions, please let your teacher know. Bye.